The island of Canouan is well known for its beautiful land and seascapes. These features make this little island a beautiful tourist destination. But did you know beneath this beautiful blue ocean is a well-known resource known as SeaMoss? Today we're here with Siobhan Stevens from SeaMoss Boss. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm good, and you?
I'm well. Could you tell us what would have inspired you and your family to start this business?
So when the pandemic hit about 2 years ago, my parents both got laid off, and we had to find another means to support ourselves. So we turned to 3 different businesses. We started doing Airbnb for our apartments. We also started an egg farm, so we supply the island with eggs. And we also started a SeaMoss business, which has been doing quite well since then.
All right, of course, during your initial startup, would there have been any sort of challenges associated with harvesting and putting the SeaMoss together and then getting them to a market?
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of challenges. In fact, we took about 2 years just to perfect our skill before we got it to the international market. We have a lot of problems with loss, you know, because sometimes the SeaMoss would wash onto the shore and we have people taking it, so we experienced a lot of loss. We also had problems in terms of branding and packaging and so on, so we had to outsource. We had a few problems in terms of the quality. So we of course had to do a lot of research. We did some cross-training. We learned as much as we could over that 2-year period before we went on to social media, because we want to offer a premium product. But all in all, it's been pretty good. Even though we have a bit of loss here and there, we still do pretty well with the SeaMoss.
All right, of course, the packaging itself. Have you gone through different phases to look at different packaging styles to please a particular market?
Yes, well, so far the packaging, we got advice from the Bureau of Standard in terms of how to do the packaging, so we went with that. But now that we are we're doing a lot of exports to the international market, we're looking at upgrading the packaging at this point. So we're working with a designer to get different branding, different packaging and so on, so we could infiltrate the US market.
All right, I realize you've had a few exports in recent times. You could talk a bit about it, you know, where you would have exported your product to.
So far we've exported to a lot of countries. We've sent to Brazil, Costa Rica, we've sent to the US, to Canada, to a lot of other Caribbean islands, Turks and Caicos, St. Martin, the BVIs, Trinidad, the US, Canada. We of course have some problems exporting to Europe because of course there's a ban. But we found a way to export to Europe from outside of the country. So we've even gotten products as far as Portugal and France.
All right. In terms of getting these markets, was it a difficult task, or is there such a large demand for SeaMoss that once you mention the mere mention of the name, people start to contact you?
Yeah, when we hit social media in March, SeaMoss Boss sort of blew up from that point. We started getting a lot of messages from persons overseas and in Europe who are interested in this product. And I think it has a lot to do with our marketing. We run ads, the packaging looks good, and we have a premium product. So it wasn't that hard to infiltrate the international market. In terms of exporting, it's been pretty easy. We get a lot of support from the fisheries department. You know, Silene and Lorenzo, they're great. They help us with the certificates, the inspections and all those things. We also work with a broker who's pretty efficient in getting us getting everything out of St. Vincent fairly quickly.
All right, of course, this being a food product, and there's always a higher level of standards that is applied to foods. How have you been able to ensure a good quality product which is perfect for the international market?
So in terms of that, we've been working with the Bureau of Standards. We're now getting some testing done, and we are in the process of getting our HACCP registration through the fisheries. We also do our packaging and handling in line with the FDA standards. So we are registered with the FDA, and you know, they're very strict with everything. They do their inspections, and we also need to be in line with the standards in the US. Okay.
Of course, you know, every business, there's a dream of expanding. Do you have, you know, plans for expansion, making your business larger to, you know, supply more persons with SeaMoss?
Yes, we actually have a really big plan where we're developing a SeaMoss group. We want to get a lot of farmers together because the demand is so high in the US. In fact, about a week ago, we got a request for 5,000 kilos, which is something we as one company, we cannot supply that. So our plan is to get a group of farmers together, so when we have a request like this, we'll be able to fulfill it. We want to have a warehouse set up, completely set up in the US, where we could fulfill orders for not just us, but for other farmers. So that way we could offer hassle-free, really fast shipping. There won't be any customs. It will already be in the US, so it's, you know, ship it out and that's it. We also have plans to try to get it into more supermarkets in the US, hence the reason why we're upgrading the package, because we want it to be shelf-ready.
All right. Of course, you know, in the world of agriculture, sometimes if there is one bad review from one particular farmer, persons in the international community tend to label everybody from this particular country as having the same bad standard. Do you think there's anything that you can do to help to bring the standard of your fellow farmers up to standard so that everybody will be on board?
Yes, of course. So we do a lot of work with Sauce Gran. That's a local NGO, and we are in the process of working along with them to do a lot of trainings and stuff. So hopefully we could have everybody on the same standard. Once you're supplying SeaMoss on the international market, you need everything to be consistent. The product has to be consistent, because you don't want to send a product and then they return it. So we're working along with Sauce Gran to do training, and not only in the production, but also in money management, time management, marketing, everything we could think about, just to make sure we're all up to standard with that.
All right. Of course, there is a prevailing topic right now, young persons get involved in agriculture.
Yeah.
As someone who has found a niche market within agriculture, what advice can you give to other young people to get up and find something new and innovative?
I think you should just go ahead and do it. We didn't really get a lot of assistance to start. We applied for grants numerous times. We didn't get through with it. We put together some money. We saved, experimented, and we just went full on. We just went straight ahead into the business. So I don't think you should sit back and wait for things to fall in your lap. You just need to get up, go ahead and do it, because chances are you could be very successful. We've been doing really well with the SeaMoss, and I'm really proud that we're taking Canouan and St. Vincent on a whole to the international market.
All right. Thank you so much, Siobhan, for your time and your attention here, and I wish your business all the success.
Thank you, Barvin. It was wonderful.